Hello, YouTube. How do you advertise when you're on your calls? Do you have a nice top like this one? Would you like something more sophisticated? How about those video filters? You know, the ones that are on Zoom? You can, you know, add some clever things. Hmm? No? Maybe you'd like something a little bit more personal, a little bit more custom. How about this one? Bit of a obvious, isn't it? Guess what I did with that? I designed it in Canva. Sort of gives it away, really. How about this one? Now, let me show you how I'm doing this because it's very easy and it doesn't require any extra software. So what I'll do is I will share my screen and I will show you what I'm doing. So let me just find the little mouse and we'll go share screen. Missed, sorry. Mouse again. There we are. And I want to share screen number 2 and I want to show the Zoom windows because that's what I want to show you. So here we are looking at me on the Zoom screen, and I can make those video filters appear over me or disappear, or I can use any of the standard ones as well. How am I doing that? Well, I'm using this little tool here. So let me get my drinks bottle out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm using the background and effects, and you see I have all the background and effects from Zoom, and I've got these 2 added here, which is the 2 that came from my Canva. So I created them in Canva and then I uploaded them, and these work on the account, but they're not per user. There are only 2 on the whole account. Now, if you're a small business owner, which is what this video is aimed at, and you only have 2 or 3 people, then you'll all be able to share templates like this that can be much more personalized because there's not lots of you on the system. If you're a big organization, then you can only really use them for generic logos or things that people can share. But here they are. And now I'm going to flip over to another video, which I made to show you how I created these. So let me stop recording and I'll switch over to the other one. So how would you like to have a pop-up image on your Zoom with no extra software installed? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it. First, you need an image. And here's one I prepared earlier in Canva. You can use any app you like, as long as you can download the file as a PNG, which is what I'm going to do now. And I want a transparent background. So that means all this white here will be transparent, and I will be underneath it and seen. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to make a change. Before I do that, I'm going to pick all this up. I'm going to drag it to the bottom of the screen. That's better. And I can tip my little head over the top, can't I? So I'm just going to go File and Save. So I've got what I've changed. And then go Download. And I'm going to keep Transparent Background because I want the background to be transparent. I hit Download. And I need a name. So I'm going to call it My Message. And there it is, it's downloaded. Right, Canva's finished with. We'll pull that away. And the next thing we need is our Zoom website, because we need to install this on the Zoom website, not your Zoom app. So if I go into my account you're on my account and you don't want to see any of that, I want to go to the bottom, which is account management. There it is. You can only put 2 of these images on, and it's for the whole account. So if you have multiple people on your Zoom account, they're all going to have the same, which, okay, maybe a limitation, but for people that only have 1 or 2 people on the account, it's not a limitation at all. Go to account settings, and we want the webinar setting, sorry, the meeting settings, and then meeting advanced. Scroll down a bit more. Here we are. Video filters, that's what we want. Allow Zoom apps to set video filters. Oh, I'll be showing you something about that soon. Remove default video filters. You can have the default ones on or off. I'm going to put them back on again. And you can manage 2 custom filters. So I'm going to replace this Lord Zoom with my new one. So I hit edit. I hit the camera icon. I will go to downloads. My message. There it is. Click next. Yes, there is a way of doing it on vertical as well. And unseen feature. It's keeping the old one there. I'm not going to worry about I'd change the thumbnail as well. So there's a thumbnail to make it a bit more obvious to me what it is. It saves. So there's my 2 messages. Yes, I need to work on the thumbnails. I know that. But let's now take that away and start our Zoom. So here's one I prepared earlier. Yes, and that looks even more interesting. I will tell you more about that some other time. Let's turn it off. Let's turn it back on again. And what we can do now is in the video, we can go to background and effects. We can go to video filters. And I can turn on each of those video filters. So let's start with this one. And I'm confused because that isn't me. That's me over there. That's another app that I'm going to show off later. So I'll take that away and pretend you didn't see that. So here it is. So here's my one. And here's my other. Now you notice once it loads, I'm just clicking on the buttons here to go in between one and the other. Can you notice that once it loads the first time, it now switches across really quickly? So there we are. And then I can go none, just me. So what do you think of that, eh? Look, I've done this design in Canva, and here is my ridiculous advert for me. And now I'm going to join a meeting and see what effect it has. So I'll put this up on YouTube when I finish that meeting, but thanks for watching.